Namaste, and welcome to Vedic Vidya. My name is Jeffrey Armstrong, Govinda Rishi. Vedic Vidya is available exclusively on Citti Media English channel on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. IST. Our topic tonight is how the Papal Bull Inter Caetera, issued by Pope Alexander in 1493, set the stage for global colonization, or how the Catholic Church consumed the world in the name of Jesus. It's quite ironic, isn't it? The word bull has taken on a different meaning in contemporary language. But you see, in 1493, on May 4th, Pope Alexander VI issued a papal bull, a directive from the Catholic Church, the then dominant religious force on the planet, or the majority of it. And the doctrine in that document supported Spain's strategy to exclusively exploit the lands discovered by Columbus. It's very important to know this. Not because we're supposed to get mad at contemporary Christians for what was done that long ago. Don't do that. They don't know. Most of them are unaware of it. But it is very important for us to know that a sincere religion in its beginnings turned into a cartel of power and abuse that led to the exploitation of our entire planet in the name of loving, kind, and gentle Jesus. That's pretty ironic, if you ask me. To colonize in the name of Jesus is like beating people up in the name of Jesus. Yeah, let's go beat some people up in the name of Jesus. No, you wouldn't do that. So, and even recently, when the Pope went on a tour of First Nations cultures, he should have brought a bag of money. He should have brought millions and millions and millions of dollars and dropped them off at each tribe and said, a token, so sorry. And it's very important that we know history correctly. And I know you were not taught this in school, but take the trouble to look it up. But with the internet, you'll have this papal bull in your hands in no time. The importance of this is for us to understand that a very horrific thing was done to the rest of the world in the name of a cultural viewpoint that's just still playing itself out. For example, in the First Nation cultures that were dominated by the colonizing Spaniards and then eventually everyone else, and the English, interestingly enough, took it over from the Spaniards. And I don't know if you know this, but while the Spaniards and Portuguese were traveling by seafaring, going back and forth to exploit the newly discovered cultures, the British became the pirates. And their job was to steal from Portugal and Spain what was stolen from the cultures of the First Nations peoples around the world. And guess what? All those First Nation cultures, 201, looked at the feminine in their tribe as the source of wisdom. The female was the embodiment of the land, so if a man married a woman, he went to live where she lived. She didn't go where he went. She wasn't his chattel. He was her servant in the service of Mother Earth. This beautiful indigenous philosophy even led to the hospitality that many of them extended to those who were there to take everything and enslave them. And our world has not recovered from this yet, so please don't think so. Our so-called third world countries, that's just a stupid political term invented to distract you from colonized cultures that are still being colonized. Pay attention. They're still making nothing for working long, arduous hours, pulling resources out of their ground. So it's very important to understand history correctly if we're going to change it. And we are poised at a difficult moment in history. And we do need to change it in order to not end up having dire circumstances. So the least we can do is get a roaring apology from the Vatican that genuinely says this: better they tell this story than myself. Better they do than outside parties who are forcing them to fess up to what they did. It's like if you have a child and they're lying and you know they're lying, you want to encourage them to tell the truth, not beat it out of them or punish them or put them away somewhere. We don't need more punishment in our modern world, but we do need more awareness of what colonization really is and led to. And just so you don't miss the point here, our modern corporations and entrepreneurial activity is merely colonization, because corporations are chartered only to make a profit for their shareholders. And because that's not just the labor of an individual, which is honest, then it quickly has become dishonest and dangerous and disempowering to everyone else, because the corporations are sucking the life out of the world and don't have a mandate or a program or a principle that causes them to give back. So I'd like you to think of this as the one lifetime religion came and dominated the many lifetime work with Mother Nature cultures. One at a time, dominated them, overcame them, stole everything they could from them. This is how we got into the financial mess we're in now. If you don't connect this part, you're missing it. If you think it's just modern times that are having financial problems, have you heard the word karma? Or how about what goes around comes around? So it's very important to understand that this same process happened not just to tribes in various places throughout the world, but this is what the British, the Church of England, did to India, to Bharat, to an entire culture. And how could they do it? How could all of these people going out overcome these tribes? A little black substance called gunpowder. Not by culture, not because they were right, not because they were better in any way, with gunpowder. Think about that. Is it surprising then that we're pointing nuclear weapons at one another right now? That people are going in from one country to another country and killing massive amounts of civilians, destroying apartment buildings, killing your pets, killing your babies, killing your children? Doesn't matter who that's being done to. It should stop immediately. Stop, stop, stop. The Pope should issue a bull. No bull. He should tell them, stop, in the name of Jesus, in the name of anything decent. So it's really important to understand history because it repeats itself. You've heard this. If it's not corrected, history repeats itself. It's called karma in the Sanskrit. It's called what goes around comes around. It orbits. It knows where you are and it finds you. It comes back. There's an old saying in India that a baby calf can find its mother in a herd of 1,000 cows. And so it is that the actions that a person or culture commits eventually find them and come home to them and go, who's your daddy? Ah, there's my papa, my Papal Bull. Now, again, with all due respect, Catholics bring forward the beautiful ideas of Jesus to all religions. Please don't try to force yourself upon anyone. That's the least interesting thing you can do, is to be violent in any way because of something you believe is right. Teach by example. After all, supposedly Jesus did. Vedic Vidya means shining the light of truth. My name is Kavindra Rishi Jeffrey Armstrong. See you next time, and have a Namaste day.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.